Here. Okay. Got some fire right here. Okay. Let's get this live started, man. Let's get this live started on a high note. We got some interesting shit to
Let's
talk
get this
about.
live started, man. Let's get this.
Oh, damn. That shit comes in loud. That shit comes in loud. Let's get this live started, man. I am your host, Mikey T, the movie star. And today we've got an interesting topic. Got an interesting topic today, you guys. Very interesting topic today. The game has explained why he started beefing with 50 Cent. Let me see. There we go. There we go. Guys, we're going to be talking about a couple different key issues today. We're going to be talking about 300 bars. We're going to be talking about G Unit 50 Cent, the game. Yesterday, I was having a live discussion about G Unit. That's right. G Unit is on a world tour right now. G Unit's on a world tour right now. Salute to the unit. Today, we're actually digging back into a little bit of history. Tonight, we're actually digging back into a little bit of history. Today, we're digging into a little bit of history, you guys. Let's see. What is going on? Appreciate y'all for tuning in today. Wanted to do a early live. I wanted to do an early live tonight. Or today, I should say. I want to do an early live today. Just get my juice, man. I got my energy drink, Red Bull. We got a little something rolled up for today's stream. About to roll up a fat Dutch for the stream. About to roll up some runts, you guys. You know what to do. You know what to do when you first tap in here. Hit that like button and let me know where you're from. Let me know what you're smoking on. Let me know where you're from and what you're smoking on. That's what everybody does when they tap into these live streams with Mikey T. You got to let me know what you're blazing on. You got to let me know what you're blazing on, you guys. How's everything going? What's popping? Want to do an early stream for y'all tonight. Today into tonight, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. Let me get this shit situated real quick. Let me get my shit situated real quick. Let me get comfortable. Let me get my shit comfortable. What up, Kobe Babe? What up, Mr. Nut? What up, Bay Area? We got the Bay Area in here today. What you smoking on? Where are you from? Make sure you put that in the chat. Make sure you put that in the chat. Oh, damn, that's crazy. What up? What up? What up? Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina. What's good? What is good with you? What's popping? Appreciate you for tapping in. Charlotte, North Carolina. Chicago's in the building. Chicago is in the building. Okay. What is going on, y'all? What is popping, everybody? Let me see. What is popping, everybody? What's everybody up to today, man? Y'all ready for this live stream or what? Y'all ready for this live stream or what? Go ahead, share this video. You know we getting rolled up to start things off. About to start this thing off. Share this video. Just rolling something up, man. Rolling something up to get things started. Let me put a little bit more. Let me put a little bit more of this good ass cushion in the blunt. I'm smoking on some runts. If anybody wants to know, I'm smoking on some runts. Fresh runts out the jar. Fresh runts out the jar. Fresh runts. Let me get this twisted up. I'm smoking out of a Dutch. Y'all already know what I'm smoking out of. Y'all already know what I'm smoking out of. I'm smoking out of a Dutch. Smoking on the finest runts. Bootleg. Should be bootleg. Yeah, I'm getting rolled up. I'm getting rolled up right now. I'm getting rolled up right now. Let the people keep pouring in. Damn. Damn. I got to get this thing rolled up. Come on, man. There we go. There we go. There we go. Get that thing twisted up right. What's popping, everybody? Get this L twisted up right. Let me get this L twisted up right, y'all. What's everybody doing tonight? What's everybody doing? Y'all ready for the live show? I wanted to go on a little bit early today. Early stream today, y'all. The game is talking his shit. The game is talking his shit. We're going to get into it all today, man. We're going to be talking about, we're going all the way back to the Super Bowl. The game just can't stop the game just can't stop talking about the Super Bowl, you guys. 1 second. Let me get dude up out of here real quick. We don't got no time for that bullshit. We don't got no time for that bullshit. What's up? Yeah, for real, man. We all know about Eminem having Eminem had signed 50. Dre had signed the game. We all know that. We all know that. But I actually uncovered something where Dr. Dre was actually supposed to sign Proof. Dr. Dre was supposed to sign Proof, and Eminem was going to sign Bizarre. So what does that tell you? That tells me something right there. Not going to get into it all the way around right now. I mean, we got a live show to do here. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tapping in on this early stream. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything yet. I just been rolling up, getting ready. You know what I'm saying? I just been rolling up, getting ready. Thank God I got my lighter on deck, y'all. Some of y'all that be tuned in on an everyday basis know it's a struggle. It's a struggle with the lighter. Go ahead and share this video, y'all. Hit that like button. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. Everybody share this video. Let's go. Support the channel. Let me know what you're smoking, what you're smoking, where are you from. Let me know. That's how we start the chat off in my videos, you guys. Let me know what you're blazing. Let me know where you're from. We got the Bronx in here. We got the Bronx, New York in here today. What's up with the BX? Let me know where you're from, what you're smoking. Appreciate everybody tapping in. I'm Mikey T, the movie star. Today we got to talk about the game coming out on a new interview and explaining that Dr. Dre's interest in the documentary is what took it over the edge. Now, we were speaking about this yesterday. We were speaking about the record sales. We were speaking about the record sales, you guys, of all the G Unit albums, including the games. I broke down all that history, you guys. Appreciate everybody tapping in. We got Phoenix, Arizona. We got Phoenix in the building. Go ahead, share this video, everybody. Go ahead, share this video, y'all. Share this video. Everybody, make sure you support the stream. Philadelphia. We got Philadelphia in here. We got Philadelphia in here right now. Y'all ready to talk this history? Y'all ready to talk this hip hop history? Yesterday we were talking about it. We got California in the building. What's up? What's up? Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Everybody in here, hit that like button, share this video. Let's get more people up in here. We're about to have a great conversation. Philly 7714 said he's dabbing some Gorilla Glue diamonds. Much respect to everybody in here. Let me know what you're blazing. Let me know what you got going on today. If you're sipping back, getting ready for July 4th weekend. I wanted to come on here today with a live discussion. I wanted to come on here and talk about what the game said on his new interview. He did a new interview with the Nelk boys. Pretty dope interview. Steiny was getting a whole lot of hell on this interview, just for really trying to ask the game about his key influences. He was trying to ask the game about his key influences, you guys, sort of bringing up running alongside the NWA. His timeline was a little bit off. Dr. Dre's proteges were more along the lines of the game's timeline, not the original people that Dr. Dre came up in the game with. So Game simply explained that, stating that guys like Snoop Dogg were the ones that came directly before him. Snoop Dogg obviously put on by Dr. Dre. So we got some key information that actually pertained to what I was talking about yesterday. Yesterday, I broke down all of the G Unit sales going up 2005 with the Game's album. The Game dropped his album after Get Rich or Die Trying, after Beg for Mercy, and then 2004 came around. 2004 came around with two new G Unit projects. That's right, you guys. We got Hunger for More and we got Straight Outta Cashville. 2004 had two G Unit albums come out under Interscope. Both were successful. Lloyd Banks' album was actually more successful than Beg for Mercy. Lloyd Banks sold about 440,000 copies first week. Major units. The worldwide, you guys, may have been 530,000 copies in a single week. Banks might have did 530,000 copies in a single week, you guys. That is amazing numbers to me. I was listening to Lloyd Banks' song Survival this morning. And on that song, he said something along the lines of that he was waiting his turn. He was waiting his turn. He was being easy. He was chilling out in line. Making Lloyd Banks wait. Making Lloyd Banks wait was the worst thing that G Unit could have done. G Lopez, that is correct. The Games album came out the top of the year, 2005, January. The documentary, and it sells 580,000 copies first week. 580,000 copies in the United States alone first week, you guys. I'm the only blogger that's going to get up here and speak these numbers with y'all. Not a lot of other bloggers. They talk about their day-to-day lifestyle and shit like that, how they feel about certain things. I'm coming on here with you all and breaking down these numbers. You know what I'm saying? We're putting these numbers in perspective. So subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed yet. And make sure you share this video. Any of your social media platforms would be dope if you shared the video on it. I'm talking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Anybody who shares this video, it will be respected. So the Game came out and he outsold all the G Unit members. Lloyd Banks, I guess he might have outsold by just about 50,000 copies. But I don't have Game's documentary worldwide sales in front of me. Now, the Game says his beef with 50 and G Unit came from jealousy. We're going to get into it all, you guys. But he says it came from jealousy of Dr. Dre actually working with Game, focusing on the documentary more than he was focusing on the massacre, the St. Valentine's Day massacre, which really only had a few records on it. There were really only a few records on the St. Valentine's Day massacre, you guys, that actually, you know what I mean, that actually were produced by Dr. Dre. Not all too many. If anybody in the chat wants to list the songs that were on the documentary, or not the documentary, the massacre produced by Dr. Dre, I will read them out. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Out of Control. You know what I mean? Off the top of my head. So the game is saying that 50 Cent's jealousy came from the fact, the game is saying that 50 Cent's jealousy came from the fact that the game had to nurture, you know what I mean? He had to nurture the documentary. Are you okay? Are you good? Do you need some? You need a bottle? You need a little water? You need a little milk? You know what I'm saying? He was nurturing the game for so many years, even before he paired the game up with 50 Cent, you guys. Even before Dr. Dre paired the game with 50 Cent, he was trying to build his career. He was trying to make it work. He gave him the NWA chain. They were running around saying the game's album was going to be called NWA to every single person that would listen. Why? Because anybody that would listen to that would potentially become a buyer. Oh shit. We got the reimagining of the NWA dropping. Game. Oh, it's like the NWA, but it's one guy. All these different methods were being put into the game's marketing tools, but nothing was connected. Yep. The game was more than likely gonna be dropped. The game was more than likely gonna be dropped alongside Bishop Lamont, alongside whoever else. Name any of Dre's artists, Slim the Mobster. You know what I'm saying? Name any of Dre's artists that didn't get Gage. You know what I'm saying? There's many different artists that Dre worked with, but it just didn't materialize. That's nobody's fault. That's nobody's problem. You know what I mean? We see Kanye West go in the studio with many different people, and we never see the records. That's just the way that it works, you guys. There's some things like Suge Knight said. Suge Knight has Biggie Smalls songs. Probably not anymore, but he did. Um, so the game was on the Nelk podcast. Shout out to Kyle. Bradley Martin was actually on there interviewing the game. Yeah, Brad got off some good questions. I won't lie. He got off a lot of stuff that has already been covered, but you know what I mean? Shit, they did the interview very well as far as getting the beginning of game story, getting some of the earlier aspects of when he showed Nipsey love, and actually getting into the issues that he had with 50 Cent because they were just so dope together. You know what I mean? Everybody considers what 50 and Game did, that 1-2 combo. Let's put it in the chat. Which was the better record? I'm putting it in the chat right now. Which song was the better record? How we do, or hate it or love it. I know it's going to be a hard one, you guys. I know it's going to be a hard one to answer, but I want everybody to go ahead and vote in the chat right now. If you see it, if you see the poll popping up, let me know which of those records do you think was better. Okay, let me just get this here. There we go. Put that up there. Sorry about that, you guys. I was just getting a poll up. Well, so yeah, West Side Story was a great record. Yep, West Side Story was definitely a great record. What it do says, Hate It or Love It was easily the better record. But the regular listener will say How We Do. Interesting thought. Kenny Mack says Hate It or Love It. 901 says How We Do. Everybody vote in the chat if you haven't yet. Vote in the chat and let me know which record you guys were feeling. Was it the ultra popular club record, How We Do, or was it the serious, you know what I mean? The introspective type record, you know what I mean? That How We Do. How We Do versus Hate It or Love It. Let me know which record did you guys like better? It's the club record. "901 says that the documentary album was an instant classic. Documentary was an instant classic. Go. Go. Everybody hit that like button if you haven't already. Show some love. Yeah, I really don't know why they didn't go all the way with West Side Story. They actually went all the way. The last single was Put You on the Game. The last single was actually Put You on the Game, which I don't really know. You know what I mean? I don't really know why they went with that record. Actually, yeah, I do. They went with Put You on the Game because of the fact that it was really disconnected from G Unit. Do you think Game burned bridges in the music industry? Absolutely, man. But 50 burned a lot more bridges in the industry. The Game even kind of put it in 50's face. The Game was like, yo, all these people that 50 Cent distanced himself from, distanced me from him because of, he's now cool with. He's now cool with Joe. He's cool with Jada. You know what I mean? So Game is kind of looking at it like, yo, all these people that 50 distanced himself from me because of, he's now actually cool with. So Game is kind of feeling like, oh, maybe I could get back in with 50. But we've seen that over the last few years, you guys. We've seen that over the last few years. We literally saw the Game going to 50's clubs appearances. We've seen the Game popping up on 50 at several different spots. So the Game wants to say, oh, 50 doesn't like me. Me and 50 aren't. 50 is just as cool with you as he is some other people. 50 doesn't really hold all that against the Game anymore. 50 seemingly has moved on from it. When you're getting that Hollywood paper, going on and shooting some flicks, you know what I'm saying? Like 50 famously rapped, going to Hollywood, go and shoot him some flicks, have some porn stars, you know. When you get into that level, man, you don't really care. Like I explained yesterday, when Lloyd Banks came out and moved 440,000 units, I was going nuts yesterday. I was saying Lloyd Banks moved more units in a week than Nicky Barnes. Lloyd Banks moved more units in a week than Frank Lucas. You know what I'm saying? I was saying all that type of shit yesterday. So make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to this channel, man. This is where you're going to get the best hip hop facts, the best hip hop news. The best hip hop news is coming from this channel, you guys, just so y'all know. Accurate information when it comes to the facts, accurate information, and well thought out ideas when it comes with my opinions. I don't just get on here and shoot off at the mouth and say whatever I want. A lot of the things that I say, I've been thinking about for a long time. I don't just come on here and say whatever comes into my mind. Sometimes we do discover things together. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we do discover things together. Sometimes there will be somebody in the chat who says, yo, Mikey T, this, that, and that. And then I'll read it and we'll build from there. That's why it's important that everybody in here right now hits that notification bell. So when I go live, y'all tap in. I'm the most interactive YouTube blogger out there. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, he was the kid. I took that moniker. It's the kid Mikey T, the movie star. I took that one from you, Fifth. It's the kid Mikey T, the movie star. That's my shit now. Appreciate you, 901. I hope to see you in the future videos, giving me your opinions and tapping in on conversation. Mr. Nutt says, Mikey T, what's talking about this? Let this guy do an interview without bringing up Fifth and see how far he'll get. Well, we saw how far the Jesus piece got. We saw how far the Red Album got. We saw how far LAX got. Hell, if you look at the numbers, we're talking about the documentary that dropped January of 2005, right? Let's talk about the Doctor's Advocate that dropped November of 2006. The Game's second album had a sales dip of 220,000 units, you guys. Tony Yayo's album that sold in between those two, August of 2005, sold 215,000 units first week. That is the same amount of units, relatively the same amount of units that the Game decreased in sales, you guys. The Game went from 580,000 to 360,000. When you do the simple math of 580,000 minus 360,000, you get a sum of 220,000. The Game decreased. Now we can sit here and we can talk all we want about Lloyd Banks dropping an album in 2004 and then not getting his next opportunity until 2006. 2 years and 2 months later, from July, the end of July to the middle of October of 06. And Banks' sales decreased drastically. Share this video, y'all. Share this video, y'all. Let's go. The Game released an album within another year, January 05. By November 06, he released The Doctor's Advocate. Oh, so no, it wasn't. Yayo was 05. Game's album was 06. So yeah. So he released that album and the sales went down 220,000 copies, you guys. Oddly, the same amount of units that Tony Yayo sold. Very oddly, the same amount of units that Tony Yayo sold, you guys. By defecting from G Unit, the Game cut off over 200 of his records, 200,000 of his record sales. I just wanted to point out that fact. If anybody didn't really know that fact, I just wanted to point it out there. So let's get back to the timeline. The Game drops his album, the documentary. Yeah, we will. I won't lie. The production from Dr. Dre is much better. It is absolutely better than Dr. Dre's production on The Massacre. There's no question about that. I don't even need to go over it track for track. I just don't remember any Dr. Dre cuts produced off of The Massacre off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? He didn't produce Candy Shop. That was Scott Storch. He didn't produce Disco Inferno. Let me see. The Game is saying that 50 Cent got tight, that Dr. Dre took more interest in the documentary than The Massacre. And bringing up the track listing, we got Dr. Dre production on Out of Control, which was horrible. I'd like to know if he actually produced the Out of Control remix. So he did Out of Control and he did Guns Come Out. Yeah, I had a feeling he did one more. And then, Cool and Dre actually did the Hate It or Love It track. Yeah, so he did 2 records on there. The game, the documentary, guys, we're about to go through mad cuts right here. No, not the documentary 2. Please don't put me through that. Please don't put me through that cash grab. Let me see. The documentary part 1, 2005. We got guys, we got he did the intro, he did West Side Story, he helped Cool and Dre do Hate It or Love It. He did Higher, he did How We Do, he worked on Don't Need Your Love with Havoc, he did Start From Scratch. You got to be kidding me right now. He did Special with Rest in Peace. I'm sorry, he did Don't Worry, my bad. Special with Nate Dogg was actually Needles, a great G Unit producer. But again, I'm not really sure if Needles was solely signed to G Unit. I didn't really hear too much from Needles back then. 3 duds. Fat Joe thought Lean Back was in the club. My shit sold 11 mil. His shit was a dud. I don't know the remix of How We Do, B-Lo. I don't know the remix of How We Do. I don't think there was a remix of How We Do. Unless you're talking about how the game would flip his verse when he would do features and shit like that. So let me get into this here, you guys. So I was looking up the record 300 bars. I wanted to go back and read some of these diss tracks. You know what I mean? I wanted to go in and actually see who had the upper hand on some of these diss tracks, you guys. So we got 300 bars where Game said, ass 50, it gets lonely at the top. You get lonely on the top. You can hate me or love me, but now the cops are the only homies he's got. When it's beef, we eat. Whenever we wear, when he wear baloney, we pop. You sell records, but a G unit. I butchered that shit. But so let me see. Acting big on the radio, to me you not. You can ask Mr. C who hot. Tony Yayo, I bet 10 G's you flop. Run up on that new 300C you got. Stop hating, I fall. Stop hoping I fall. Hope that bleeding stop. So he's like, stop hoping I fall. Hope that bleeding stop. Now, when the game did the record 300 bars, he made sure to take aim at every single member of G Unit. You know what I mean? He made sure not only to diss 50, he came in here and he actually dissed Tony Yayo's writing style. He said he got stuck. He called 50, tried to borrow some lines. That's the wrong dude when you need help with your rhyme. All he's going to tell you is say G Unit one more time. Wow. Wow. So he really like I said, he would even diss 40 Glock, he would diss Lloyd Banks, he would diss Hot Rod, he would diss all the members of G Unit. He was really trying to destroy the record label, y'all. He was really trying to destroy the record label. He said, got mad because I ain't want to make your beef mine. You got lucky with Ja. Why ain't you go at Shine? He freestyled from the pen. That's just the fact. Said he'd put you with your mom, and you ain't effed with that. Then you lied about your pops. He never bust, no cap. Damn. Game went hard at 50 on this one, you guys. Bringing up the beef with Shine. We all kind of know that the game really related to Shine. The game had said one time when he witnessed Shine on a interview on BET possibly that he really looked at Shine as like himself. He was like, yo, this guy could be me. That's really what the game saw in Shine, that Shine represented almost the everyday dude out there. You know, like when you thought you were just a little bit too normal to break into the industry, the game was like, nah, apparently I can do this. So from there, I had to go look up the Shine record. Obviously, we all know about the infamous phone call. We all know about the infamous phone call that went down when Sha Money XL made that call to the jail. Was it Clinton Correctional Facility, you guys? He made that call to the jail. He made that call to the jail. And he said, Shine, we're interested in bringing you over to G Unit. Shine on G Unit. Shine, who was at the beginning nearly of his 8-year sentence, 10-year sentence, excuse me. Shine was at the beginning of his sentence, you guys. It's just a little bit ludicrous, if you ask me, to sign a man who is in the middle of doing 10 years in jail. Def Jam would go on to sign Shine for $3.5 million. They put out the Godfather Buried Alive album where this conversation was actually featured. Actually, was the Sha Money actually on the album, or was it just on the internet leak of it? They might have cut Sha Money off of the album because Sha Money probably wanted to get just as much bread off of that as he ended up getting off of Get Rich or Die Trying. The man got offered a point on Get Rich or Die Trying, and he would rather take $50,000. The man was offered a point that would go on to be worth. I guess that's really another story, you guys. I really like that. That's something I could go on about for a whole nother hour. The fact that Sha Money turned down a point for the slow dough. You know what I mean? For the no. Yeah. 20,000. Now that ain't no slow dough. That's some turn the light switch on, that money's gone dough. You know what I'm saying? Sha Money, you should have believed in the dude, but we'll talk about that on another episode, man. We'll talk about that on another episode. Yeah, Shine was just on the BET Awards. Shine was just on the BET Awards. If anybody wants me to talk about that, send in a super chat. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that. Shine definitely flipped the rhymes. Shine definitely flipped the rhymes on that one. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star, the most interactive blogger. I call myself the king of the bloggers, actually. Please don't take offense. A lot of these guys were probably studying up my shit, and nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that shit. Now, the game said stop the bleeding at one point. Don't worry about that. Like, hope the bleeding stop. It's like when you're in a boat and the boat is flooding over water. It's like, man, you got to stop focusing on arguing. You got to save the ship. That's kind of the position they were in. So we go on to Shine for the record because a couple words of what Game said actually got me. I'm like, all right, I need to go get these lyrics before I go into 50 Cent's this song, 300 Shots, as well as Not Rich, Still Lying. I want to just check out what Shine had to say because Game said you got off on job, but you wouldn't respond to Shine. You wouldn't respond to Shine. He got off on Fifth. But Fifth did respond to Shine on the massacre. He said Shine popping off his mouth from the cell. He don't want it with me. He's in PC. Now, in this same interview, the Game said, "Oh, I think 50 Cent's second album is The Massacre." What? You think 50 Cent? Man, don't miss me with that shit, bro. You think 50 Second album is The Massacre? Why do you think it was The Massacre? Because his album was actually supposed to be called The Documentary or something? When I finally get my interview with 50 Cent, I'm gonna ask him if the Get Rich or Die Trying album, because you know how nut you were just saying in the chat that Interscope actually wanted another 50 Cent album instead of the Beg for Mercy album. You know what I'm saying? Interscope wanted a second 50 Cent album. I got a feeling that album would have been called The Documentary. Just saying. So let's go. Let's go, man. Shine said, I was minding my own. Word got back. They was talking about Poe. I was like, oh, God must be ready for these dudes to go. Gangland. This is the mob. You got your break. Come and finish the job. Just don't get the feds involved. Just don't get the feds involved. You're the one literally rapping this from a police line, and don't get the feds involved. You're Shine, you're pulling a Suge Knight here, man. You're pulling a Suge Knight here just because you got access to the phones and all that type of shit. Just because you got access to the phones and all that type of shit, it doesn't mean you need to be shooting off at the mouth. Gangland, this is the mob. You got your break. Come finish the job. And just don't get the feds involved. Don't get the feds involved. You are on a police phone right now, Shine. You are literally on a police phone being recorded. They're not just recording you on the other end. You're being recorded from within. The Clinton Correctional Facility owns that recording released on Godfather Buried Alive. You better give them their publishing. They better get their check. Gangland, this is the mob. But don't get the feds in. You just said gangland. This is the mob on the Fed phone, the police phone. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave that there. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when this first released, it was pretty cool. But, everybody was just on their shit of calling 50 a rat. Everybody was just on their shit of 50 Cent isn't cool. You respect the shooter. I respect the shooter. You respect the one who got shot. All that type of shit. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit people were on back then. We didn't really take notice. You got dudes saying, but don't get the feds involved. You are literally recording this on a phone from the police. Like, let's be real, man. A lot of people back in the day, we didn't see it like that, though. We just saw it like, oh, shit, we got new music from Shine. That's pretty amazing. So rest in peace to Mac Dre. So Shine goes, he says, you got your break. Come finish the job. Just don't get the feds involved. And I'm going to reunite you with your moms. I guess this ain't just music, because jail only made me much more ruthless. And the bitch knew this. That's why he tried to sign me to G Unit. Tell him how you made me offers. Of course, that would never be revealed. Of course, we would see 50 Cent go back to back with Shine. We'd see 50 dissing Shine as he got his first attempts to actually release albums. You know what I'm saying? All of those albums were pretty much ridiculed. All the songs were pretty much ridiculed. His record that was going to be released on DJ Khaled's album, how we were talking the other day about how Lloyd Banks held up the hunger for more so Yayo could get on that? DJ Khaled held up his album so Shine could get on it too. But then they actually cut Shine's record. No. It didn't get cut. It did not get cut. No, the record did not get cut. It was just awfully responded to. The Shine record on Khaled's album did not get cut, right? Because obviously it didn't get cut because everybody was really giving it a whole lot of backlash and like, yo, Shine, you're bugging, man. You're bugging, Shine. Like 50 dodged, no pun intended, 50 dodged a bullet on that one, man. Shine and Shine. You know what I'm saying? It's obviously true because 50 was signing up Mobb Deep. 50 was signing out Mace. He was trying to sign Mace, signing MOP. There were rumors about Rakim. There were rumors about Cool G Rap. You know what I'm saying? I was actually thinking about that today. But they were probably just taking a meeting with Rakim about that sample that he did for Lloyd Banks' second album. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was some chatter there. You know what I mean? Maybe there was a little bit more chatter there. So let me see here. Let me take a look at this poll. What's everybody messing with? Which was the better record? Oh, that's right. I wanted to light up. Which was the better record, you guys? Was it Hate It or Love It? Or was it How We Do? What do y'all think? So now we're going to get into 50's rap. Not Rich, Still Lying, which was very direct. 300 bars, not so much. 300 shots, not so much. Not Rich, Still Lying, obvious diss. 50 was actually taking on the role of the game, saying, you trying to be funny. D-Mac got all my money. and Jimmy robbing me. They listening, probably. Me and Face had a fallout. He really not my brother. We got the same father, but we got different mothers. Now, Suge punked Dre, but he didn't punk me. I won a Vibe Award this year. Nobody punched me. Game, you know I wrote the hook for Hate It or Love It. So what? It's still on my trophy case. I think nothing of it. What? See, I didn't like how 50 was going the comedic route with this. I didn't like how 50 went the comedic route with Rick Ross and Pimpin' Curly. You know what I mean? 50's just so aggressive when it comes to his beefs, though, that he had to flip it a little bit. You know what I mean? He had to flip it a little bit. And that's why he was going kind of comedic with it, I guess. But what 50 does best is when he gets on the track at the end and he just starts talking shit. You know what I mean? When he just at the end of the track, yeah, it's 50. New album, July 18th. It's called I Can't Stay Away. Y'all thought I was going to let y'all eat? Nah. Oh, this is too much fun, man. Hey, you. I seen your little DVD. See, this is when 50 jumps on the track at the end of the song. He's like, I seen your little DVD. He's talking about the stop snitching, stop lying. I seen your little DVD game. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? I mean, newsflash, nobody believes you, game. Nobody believes you. Then you say you woke up out of a coma in 2001. Then you say you woke up out of a coma in 2001. Well, your brother says you never woke up out of coma. Your brother says you were never in a coma. Then you say you were in a gang. Well, your brother says you were never in a gang. Maybe one of those situations, you guys, where your brother is the G and you kind of tag along a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know about that. You know what I mean? My situation wasn't like the games. I was kind of like the younger brother in my situation that was the G. You know what I'm saying? My situation was kind of like that. Like I would be fighting the older kids and shit like that. Somebody would try to pick on my brother. I'd be like, yo, what is it? What it is? What it is, man? You know what I'm saying? I was like the fourth grader fighting the sixth graders and shit like that. It was always like that. I was like the fifth grader fighting the eighth grader. You know what I'm saying? I was like the ninth grader fighting the 12th grader. It was always that. Yeah, highs for the lows. I agree, man. The comedy was there to put the shit at ease a little bit. Yeah, I really was not feeling that what's it called? Stop hating, stop. I really wasn't feeling the damn. What was it called right here? I got the title somewhere right here. Not rich, still lying. I really wasn't feeling that. So 50's like, hey, I seen your little DVD. Is that all you got? I mean, newsflash. Nobody believes you. Then you say you woke up out of a coma in 2001. I woke up out of coma in 2001. Oh man, I wish I could have turned off my PlayStation. You remember all that shit? Remember all that shit that the game was rapping about wishing he could have turned off his PlayStation? 50's using all that against him at the end of the track. He's like, what'd you say? You woke up out of a coma in 2001? Well, your brother says you were never in a coma. Then you say you were in a gang? Well, your brother says that you were never in a gang. Now you can get your records together and you can submit them to me. And you can submit them to me. That's what 50 did. 50 said, you can get your records together now. I'm not going to get your records together. It's not going to be like the documentary no more where I came in and I picked up Dr. Dre's scraps. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like when I came in and I took Dr. Dre's scraps and you had a little type of joint called Special together and I helped you put all the shit in place. Now you can do that on your own. Now you can do that on your own, game. Now you can get your records together and you can submit them to me. I mean, you can send the records that you have to me so I can open your album's budget. So I can open your album budget, your recording budget. You got to send your music to the boss. That's me. That's me, the boss. Listen to how 50 plays it off on this shit. Listen to how 50 plays it off. He would just, even though Not Rich Still Lying, not the best diss track, the outros of 50 Cent's songs, the outros of 50 Cent songs were actually dope. You know what I'm saying? The outros of 50 songs were actually dope. The 50 Cent songs were actually dope. Yeah, 50, I expected so much more from 50's diss tracks after what he did to Ja Rule over and over and over again, putting together records like Hail Mary, you know what I'm saying? Putting up We the Realist, you know what I'm saying? When he did that cover, like 50 really came with some dope shit. I wasn't a big fan of the way that he came at the way that he was trying to come at Lil Wayne, the way that he went at Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? The stuff he was doing going against Styles P and Jadakiss was good. I Run New York, all that shit, that was dope. So let me see what I got here. I think we're going to get into yeah, it's D Unit. G Unit. That's it. That's all. I rule with an iron fist. So now we're going to get on to 300 shots. 300 shots really was not directed solely at Game. The only mention of Game on this is the MOP Mob Deep shirt, Game Over, when Havoc actually mentions 50's beefs is mine and mine is his. That's one of the only mentions that we really get on this track. But there was a shitload of subs, and I'm going to let everybody judge that for themselves. I'm going to let everybody judge it in the chat for themselves what you guys think. So 50 said on 300 shots, he said, I watched the grams go, watched the stash grow, straight cash flow. I'm 100 times bigger than Preem in his prime, 100 mil in my account, and I'm still on the grind. When you ain't in my clique, it's hard to shine. I mean, talent like this, it's so hard to find. Listen to that last part right there, you guys. When you ain't in my clique, it's hard to shine, you guys. That's the one line right there that actually gets me thinking about the fact that 50 had exiled the Game from G Unit. He went to another radio station when the Game was simply talking about being hesitant and dissing. You know what I mean? He was hesitant to diss Joe, Kiss, Nas. He grew up, I don't want to say idolizing, but he grew up really fascinated with these artists' music. You know, the Game had said something very famously. The Game was like, I didn't eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with G Unit. He said some shit like that. I didn't really agree with it, to be 100% with you guys, because it's like, okay, you didn't eat peanut butter jelly sandwiches with 50 Banks, Buck, and yeah. Yeah, of course you didn't. You were eating lobsters and steak, man. You know what I'm saying? If you are eating lobsters and steaks with somebody, you need to put that into you need to put that in perspective. Like, let's be real on this shit, man. You're talking about, oh, I didn't break peanut butter and jelly. You done ate lobster with these guys and stayed at hotel rooms that cost an arm and a leg. You guys have been through thick and thin. Because I know there was some times probably where y'all were sitting back like, yo, does 50 care if we open up if whatever you're worried about, whatever type of regular issue you guys are having. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of issue you guys are having running around there like that. Oh, 50 gave you guys a lot of opportunities, man. And we even heard him say it like 50 would get 2 million on the show and let them break down 500,000, which was crazy. So that was 50's verse. We got Tony Yayo's verse coming up next, you guys. We got Tony Yayo's verse coming up next, you guys. That's the next one we're going to get into. There we go. Yep, that's something right there. So let's get into Yayo's verse here, you guys. Let's get into Yayo's verse. So Yayo said, my album about to drop in 7 days, but I'll still poke a rapper at the VMAs. Kilos in a gram, POs be my fans. That's why I'm overseas doing shows in Japan. I got gats from the future, them see-through guns. So when my bullets leave the chamber, I can see you run. I flipped my advance before I ran through it, because that money turned haters into that barmen fluid. Listen to that last line right there, you guys. Because that money turned haters. Because that money turned haters, you guys. I flipped my advance before I ran through it, because that money turned haters into barman fluid. But another line he said, but I'll still poke a rapper at the VMAs, kind of letting you know he's not afraid to get it in. He's letting you know he's not afraid to get it in with one of these other rappers. 50 kind of brought a problem into the music industry when he grabbed Tony Yayo up. You know, Yayo had said it. They thought 50 was a problem. 50 is nothing compared to Yayo when it comes to the problems. But there wasn't really much of a diss there. You know, like I said, if anybody really, I think the majority of people back in the day kind of recognized that 300 shots was not a direct response to 300 bars. Now the whole thing of the titles being similar, yeah, that plays into it certainly. The reason they recorded, I want to say 300 shots was because he recorded 300 bars. That is, but they did not directly respond to this. Yeah, Tony Yayo was a beast, Eric. Yeah, those lyrics were hard. So listen to this is where Buck actually goes in, uncensored. Buck goes, I used to listen to Jada. I've never listened to Joe. I couldn't tell y'all now how one of his verses go. Seen Styles and Sheik out doing promo. I was like, what up? And they was like, oh. I ain't just get cold. See, my block been hot. 50 give me the word, they would have been popped. 50 gave me the word, it would have been popped. Wow. Young Buck, man. Young Buck was never playing around. You know what I mean? They actually put a diss song on Young Buck's album, the Hold On song. 50 was dissing Cameron on Hold On, right, you guys? Probably another episode for another day. I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing here, man. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Hope you're enjoying the content, the live podcast I wanted to do for y'all today. So Havoc was next, you guys. Havoc had a couple quotables that I want to go over. Havoc had a couple dope quotables that I wanted to go over, you guys. Let me see here. Havoc said, get it Teflon Don, AK filled. Get your mouth blown off like the hand that feeds you. Yeah, little MFer, put the hammer in the diesel. G-Unit, game over. This is only a preview. If you remember when Mobb Deep and MOP first came together, they had merchandise, MOP or Mobb Deep and MOP, game over. Havoc would go on to rap QB South Side if you wanted to trestle. Your man is hot. You don't want to get next to. Like 50's beef is mine and mine is his. See, this is serious. Ask them kids. Dudes is wild on the streets, scared to death to bid. Sell anything that stay away from the bottle. Sell anything that stay away from the bottles and cuffs. Good rhymes from Havoc. You know what I mean? Memorable rhymes too. I could still remember when Havoc said, like, 50's beef is mine and mine's is his. I could still remember that shit. Man. Havoc was dope. You know what I mean? Underrated when it came to the lyrics because he had a great delivery. He had a great voice for rap, but also his production was amazing. Wasn't the biggest fan of some of the stuff that he did with 50, like Fully Loaded Clip. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, though. Who's had the best verse on this one so far, you guys? 50, Yayo, Buck, Havoc. Who's had the best verse on 300 shots so far? Up next, I got a line from Billy Danz. Dude, you're going to get your ass banged effing with the homie Lloyd Banks. It just shows you right there the camaraderie. I'm pretty sure Billy Danz and Lloyd Banks did not break peanut butter and jelly sandwiches together. You know what I mean? What I just said, I don't think I need to repeat it. Oh, no, let me see. I just remembered it. My bad. I'm a Gemini, y'all. I forget shit in like 5 seconds. You know, Billy Danz and MOP, they didn't break peanut butter and jelly sandwiches together, but 50 Cent did sign MOP. So he did, or they did, excuse me, they did have a level of loyalty to them. 50 Cent broke the game's career. Dr. Dre just left the game's career broke. 50 Cent broke the game's career. You owe that man. I'm not saying you owe that man $1 million. I'm not saying any price on it. He broke your career. You owe him that simple fact of allegiance. You're talking about, I want to work with Fat Joe. I want to work with Jadakiss. That's cool. That's cool and all that. But how about you pay some respect to the man who made sure that you have a career? Nas was not signing you to ill will. Nas didn't sign you to ill will. They didn't bring you over to D Block, my friend. D Block! They didn't bring you over to D Block, my friend. Share this video if you mess with me. Share this video if you want to see me take over the industry. I used to wonder what 50 Cent would get like when he got rich after he recorded Power of the Dollar. What's this dude going to be like rich? What's Mikey T, the movie star, going to be like rich? That's the new one. Because it was like, yo, what the hell is 50 Cent going to be like with paper? Like he said in his verse on here, I'm 100 times bigger than Preem in his prime. I'm 100 times bigger than Preem in his prime. Listen to that shit, man. And we ain't even talking about that in full tonight. Y'all know the conversations we can have, man. Y'all know the conversations we could have on here, man. We taking this shit over. So Lloyd Banks had a few bars. Now they want to talk about Greasy like they ain't used to open up for me in New York on TV. How about that, you guys? Lloyd Banks said, now they want to talk all greasy like they ain't used to open up for me in New York on TV. How about that, you guys? How about those lyrics right there? Give me 1 second, you. Man, now these bloggers acting all greasy like I wasn't the first one who put them on YouTube TV. That's right. Now these bloggers acting all greasy like I wasn't the one popping off first on YouTube TV. Okay, it is what it is, man. I like those lyrics right there. Eric says Dr. Dre and Eminem and him and 50 are friends to this day. And that's why I think it's whack that the game is keep on keeping on with this little theory of his that Eminem wouldn't perform at the Super Bowl. Eminem wouldn't perform at the Super Bowl if 50 Cent didn't perform. I want to ask everybody in the chat that. Let's end this poll. Hate it or love it won the poll. I'm going to put up a poll right now. Because I think that's complete BS. The game is misinformed. If the game thinks, in my opinion, if the game thinks that Eminem would have not performed at the Super Bowl, If he thinks if he thinks Eminem would not have performed at the Super Bowl if 50 Cent was there, he is sadly mistaken. And he is being he is being narrow-minded as well for thinking that Eminem wouldn't have done something like that for Dr. Dre. Like that's complete ridiculous. The game fails to realize that Eminem's relationship would still exist even if the game didn't exist. Even if 50 Cent didn't exist, their relationship would still be there. So I want to know, you guys, what do you think? Do you think Eminem would have not performed? Do you think Eminem would have not performed at the award show if 50 Cent wasn't allowed to perform? I think that is a crappy narrative put out by the game. I think that is an untrue narrative put out by the game, you guys. I really can't believe he's going to go online and say that shit when it just sounds like the most ridiculous thing to me. Who would turn down an opportunity to perform and be seen by a billion, however many people that are watching it, hundreds of million, billions over the course of time, to be put into the, you know what I mean, into that history, into that bracket of history. Now, Game says because of the fact that the Super Bowl was in LA, he should have been on it. He says that as well, you guys. That's one of his big things he likes to say. He says, if he said an LA team was involved, it was in an LA stadium. So an LA rapper should have been there to perform. Well, let's be real, man. We had the two biggest representations. We had the two biggest representations come out from California. I'm sorry, even Tupac was not really from California. Dr. Dre, and honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say the legend of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, being that they're still here to this day, the legend of them is one of the greatest. That's like Craig and Smokey. You know what I'm saying? From Friday. This is just a combination that you would always want to see together. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Dr. Dre is Craig. You know what I mean? The level headed one. You know what I mean? Obviously, Dr. Dre is Craig. Let me check the poll though, because I want to know what is everybody thinking here. Do you guys think the game was being truthful? Do you guys think the game was? It's not about if he was being truthful because it's just an opinion. What up? What up, Tony? What up? What up, Tony? Tupac grew up in New York, but is he from the Bay actually? Let me see this. Let me see. Shakur was born in New York. Shakur was born in New York, bro. Please don't waste my time on the live stream, bro. Just because you have some little thought. You know what I'm saying? Go search it up. He's from Harlem, Bilo says. Eric Lewis says Eminem would have still performed. 50 Cent would have definitely understood. It wouldn't even have been a matter of understanding, though. You know what I mean? It's not even really a matter of understanding. Anybody that's anybody knows the relationship that Eminem took on with Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? Anybody knows that those two guys actually put it all on the line for one another. Dr. Dre was at a point of his career. In reality, that was the next artist that Dr. Dre put out. You know what I mean? In reality, well, I mean, I guess he put out Tupac after he put out Tupac after Snoop Dogg, right? But that was the next protege type of relationship because Pac and Dre weren't around each other long enough to actually establish that protege relationship. Whereas Dre and Snoop had that protege relationship. Dre and M had that protege relationship. Dre and Game had that protege relationship. Guys like Dre and Pac, no. Dre and 50, no. They did not have that protege relationship. Dre and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? Different shit. If anybody wants to check it out, I'm going to pin it up right now. You can check out the Stan Drill remix by Lobby Girl Bella K. It's out right now. I'm going to pin it up for anybody that wants to take a look at that. Check out Bella K's video. She's dope as hell. She just touched back. Bella K just touched back in New York from England, actually. Well, Jen says, I don't even think it went down like that. I think M was like, what do you think about 50 performing? I'll give him some of my time. Dre said, cool. That's simple. LOL. Yeah, I don't even really think it was that much. I just think 50 Cent was already a planned performer. And the club is a phenomenon. You know what I mean? How we do is like a B version of in the club. You know what I mean? It's like, Game, what are you going to perform? You know what I mean? Like, I asked some of my friends who are really into football what he would perform. You know what I mean? I asked a few people, you know what I mean, who are really, about the Super Bowl. Game wants to say, oh, if it was Jay-Z, if it was New York, it would have been Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. If it was Detroit, it would have been Detroit artists. Okay, so what's the problem with the West Coast embracing New York and Detroit artists? First of all, they're a part of Dr. Dre's legacy. You know what I mean? Like, let's be realistic about this, man. I'm here breaking down the whole legacy of things. Um, I'm here breaking down the whole legacy of things, and it's just how certain things go, man. Um, I want y'all to follow me on the gram. Hope y'all enjoyed this live video today. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more streams like this talking about hip hop history. Anybody who follows me right now, I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Everybody who follows me right now on Instagram. Also, go check out Bella K's Stand remix. It's a drill mix, you guys. Nah, I don't think that, bro. Anybody who thinks that Eminem would say that he wasn't going to be there for Dr. Dre, Eminem is not that type of guy. Eminem would not, oh, if 50 can't perform, I'm not going to perform. I just don't see that being the case, man. And anybody trying to spin that narrative really hasn't been watching the relationship of M and Dre and, you know what I mean, how they worked together to bring in 50. And then Dre worked with their collaboration to boost one of his own artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the real history of it, man. I've been following this shit since 2000, since 1999. You know what I'm saying? After really getting my bearings in 1998. Shit like that. Yep. Yep. No, Pac is still a legend, man. Pac would have been up there too. Pac would have been up there too. You know what I'm saying? He would have been up there too. He actually has records that he can perform, not like records that sound like other people's records. But I just wanted to come on here and talk to y'all today. Everybody make sure they go follow me on Instagram and I'll tap in with y'all in the next episode.